All right, Oval fans. Now, despite my many gripes about season 3, for one of the few, if not first times of the season that I've actually been excited, we have the introduction of Eli, the Vice President of the United States. Now, fans have been demanding to know where the Vice President was ever since, well, episode 1. Myself included. How the hell are you going to have a show about the first family in the White House and then not have any mention or name drop of the Vice President until the almost halfway point of season 3? So, we have the Vice President essentially being, what's his name? Colonel Martin 2.0. Hey, I have a plan to, this actor does a great job. Russell Thomas, I think he did a phenomenal job in his intro scene because he kind of has the look and feel of Obama, kind of in the same way that Charles on the Haves and Have-Nots carried himself like Obama in some respects. But it's the little nuances of the character of Eli that I really like. And he pretty much laid it down that, look, I know who you two are. You know who I am, obviously. But what you don't know is that myself and a small group of people within the current administration want to boot the current president out of office in order to save the country. Now, Max and Bobby are obviously reluctant for, again, clear reasons. They don't have the best track record of trusting those in political power because who's to say, believe it or not, Eli isn't even a worse person than Hunter. You never know. But to actually have a president who hasn't gone to a single meeting, and when he has, he's been bored out of his mind, not even a participant, and is able to just, lay around and do nothing but have sex, and that's it, while the, House does what it wants to because the president is an idiot. So, I guess you could say the way of sweetening the pot here is if Max and Bobby testify in front of, what is it, like a Congress or the Senate, then they're able to use the evidence, get the current administration out of office. Eli becomes president, and he will make Bobby and Max members of his cabinet. That would be pretty interesting. And to be honest, look, we've only seen Eli for a few minutes. I know it's a bit early to jump the gun, but we haven't even met the second lady yet. So I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I would much rather watch a series focusing on Eli and the first, technically if he becomes president, Eli and his first lady, portrayed by Kay Singleton, than Hunter and Victoria, because at this point, I'm just sick of the characters. It's the same thing with them all the time. I mean, let's put it this way. Let's say Hunter, before he gets assassinated or booted out of office, let's say he screws things up so bad that Eli, Bobby, Max, and everybody in his, inner circle has to clean up the mess that Hunter made. That would be interesting. And I even did a video a few weeks ago, if not a couple months ago, saying that the Oval is cleverly written in a way where, technically speaking, Tyler Perry could put it down, pick it back up, dust it off, paint it with a new coat of paint, and then start the series all over again. You can have a rotating cast with just different, presidents in power, different people in different political positions. So to me, that would be great to see, given the fact that we know Curtis is pulling the string, aka Victoria's father. I say Curtis / father because some people think I might be talking about Curtis from House of Pain. Yes, there have been people messaging me saying, Jeremy, what are you talking about Curtis for? I thought this was an Oval video, not House of Pain. I'm not making fun of people. I'm just saying that does happen because Tyler Perry seems to have a knack for recycling names over and over again. But more to the point of this subject at hand, I feel like on the one hand, it's like, well, Jeremy, I mean, you said this is one of the few times you've been excited about the season so far, but aren't they rehashing yet again the same thing? Max and Bobby get caught up with a powerful connection, somebody who has everything, well, just about everything they need to bring the current administration down, but in the midst of getting closer to the, getting Hunter out of office, somebody dies, something happens, there's another cover up, and boom, they're back to square one. I agree. That's very true. Now, what can screw this up? Well, based on the fact that the vice president wants Bobby and Max to testify, maybe it's safe to say that they're going to be in a safe house, because it's like, don't go to the abandoned house anymore, and don't go to the chief of staff's attic, because my guys can find you. I'm pretty sure Hunter's guys can too. But then again, we've seen how incredibly inept Hunter's security is, so I'm willing to bet that the vice president has better people working for him. I'm thinking that Bobby might mess things up, because we know that Lily called him and, you know, he said they'd see each other soon. I would hate for him to give up the location as to where him and Bobby are, him and Max are, and then Lily comes to find him, and then, you know, Kyle and or Donald trail behind Lily, and then that leads to a whole thing. But we do know that Donald and Kyle don't like this president or Hunter either. Donald was the one to even suggest that you should align yourself with the Whitmore family. That way the vice president knows that you have powerful allies and he won't try to usurp your power. So who's to say Hunter doesn't go one step too far, and that even pushes Donald and Kyle to work against him and work with the vice president, which could be one of those, the enemy of my enemy. So imagine Max and Kyle being forced to work together, and Bobby and Donald. That would be an interesting dynamic. So, in so many ways, where you have Kyle who attempted to kill Max who tried to get revenge, Bobby who's messing around with Donald's wife. It's just and then of course, Donald hired Bobby to, frame or incriminate his wife with those photos and whatnot of the affair. So there are just so many ways that this dynamic could go just to get Hunter out of the White House. So on the one hand, I'm excited. I think the first lady and the second lady are supposed to meet in episode 10, which is next week's episode. Yeah, next week's episode, Checkmate. So we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. But with that being said, guys, do you think Max and Bobby can trust the vice president? I think no, but at this point they really don't have a choice, because if it wasn't for the vice president Eli, they would be stuck in that holding cell, and who knows what would have happened to them up until that point. So thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Donate if you would like on PayPal or Cash App. But if not, just comment your thoughts below. Trust me, the conversations on these videos are what make them worthwhile, because maybe you all have some insight into the show and perspective that I don't, and that could possibly make it more interesting for me. Who knows? So thanks so much for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one.